Hello everyone, and welcome back to another World of Warships Blitz video. Today, I have a review for you in the one and only Konigsberg, the Tier 5 German destroyer. Yeah, I'm hearing you guys already. No, this is a cruiser. This is a cruiser. You should not be playing this as a destroyer. Well, yeah, I beg to differ. I think this should be played as a destroyer. So, what makes this ship so special? Well, there's a lot of things, and as we get into the reviews, I will tell you all that. But first, we're going to start off with a few comparisons. So we are going to compare her to, let's get rid of all this except for you. We're going to start off with the Karshul, the Tier 4, because that's where you're going to be coming from. We're going to throw in the Emerald, because I think that's one of the ships that relates to her. And I think for the lulz, we're going to throw in the Jaguar. Oh man, I can see where this is going. Okay. So, let's start off with comparing the Konigsberg and the Karshul. So, Tier 5, you start getting your first ship skill, you get yourself the precise aiming. It's precise aiming 1, so you get it for 25%, so not that big of a deal. In case you are wondering, yes, you're reading the survivability right. Yes, this is a ship where its sides are saying, hey, battleship shells, come shoot me. And the battleship shells are saying, okay. And as soon as you shoot it, it automatically explodes. You can and will get one shot in this thing. That's just the truth for you. You're faster, and your turn time is slightly worse, but it's negligible, honestly. The guns. Ooh, the guns. This destroyer can be played as a gunboat and as a torpedo boat. So the armor piercing on this gunboat destroyer is absolutely astonishing. I mean, 605 is honestly like, I don't think any other cruiser is coming even close to that this tier. The torpedo tubes, these are very good at bomb rushing battleships. You can and will one-shot them. Yeah, I'm so excited to show you gameplay in this. They don't have a good range, so you're not stealth torping anything. Otherwise, that might have been too overpowering. The AA is negligible. This is Tier 5. We don't care about AA. And the concealment is not bad at all with 7.6. So, now we are going to compare it to the Emerald. So, the Emerald, the Emerald is having slightly more hit points, but luckily enough for the Konigsberg, she has more armor. I mean, that doesn't mean you can go there broadside battleships and everything. You still will suffer. Maneuverability is not that far off. I mean, it's sort of negligible. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not bad either. The armor piercing is better than the Emerald, and you should be reading this like the Emeralds. You should never ever be using the high explosive on the ship. Only use the armor piercing. The torpedoes are, I'd say they're comparable. Longer reload, but better damage. The range isn't that important, honestly, because both of these ships are going to be bomb rushing other battleships, so it's not going to be so much of an issue. AA, and we don't care about, and the concealment is actually better. Now, the mean potential, the Jaguar. You have more hit points and more armor, which makes sense. Maneuverability is obviously worse. Guns are pretty comparable almost, except on the armor piercing. The torpedoes are, yeah, they're slightly better. I mean, they do a little bit more damage, but it's not that much. 400 points of damage isn't that much of a difference. You have more A, but it's not going to be, you're not getting cruise guys in the ship. And the concealment is sort of, it's not there. So, not doing battles right now. So, where does that leave us with? Well, there's one thing that I wanted to show you before we start builds and everything on what makes a ship great. So, there's two things. One, look at the torpedo tubes and look where they're placed. You can get some seriously good angles with these and showing maybe about this amount of broadside, possibly. I mean, these are some good angles, so don't underestimate the angles. Second are the guns. Notice these two back turrets here. See if I can zoom in a little bit. No, that's as much as I can. In case you can't tell, these turrets are 360. So that means whenever you're bomb rushing a battleship, you can stay here and maybe get out here and still get 2/3 of your firepower out. And while you're here, you're going to already have great torpedo angles, so all you need to do is just shoot and shoot. It's like, it's a mean boat. It's a Minotaur. It's awesome. Okay. So, yeah. And also, if you're not going to be bomb rushing a battleship, this is a very good kiting ship, because this turret too can also turn I'd say around about 100 degrees, maybe, in each direction. Probably somewhere around there. It's got this thing's got good angles. Alright. Alright, let's get into the build. So, what we got here? I'm running main battery mod 2. 1, because your turrets don't get shot off. 2, it's an 8.2 second reload, which is a bit high for its tier. 3, this doesn't make sense. This kind of makes sense, but I wouldn't use it. And you've already got a 360 degree turret, so the turret traverse isn't going to be that important. So, yeah, we're running main battery mod 2. I did go double steering. I would thoroughly recommend you having the steering gear mod 2 in here, but I have seen builds with the propulsion in here, which is also which can work, but I'd rather have steering. And I have seen builds with this. I wouldn't recommend it because it's just not that useful. Because if anything is being broken, you're most likely at half health, if not lower. So I wouldn't recommend it. And then fire from resistance isn't that important. So for the elite bonus, we're going to be using the elite gun operator, because that's the only one that makes sense. And 2% hit points isn't that important. Large caliber AA is meh, and the main battery traverse it can work. I mean, traverse over, because I mean you get the traverse in the elite gun operator, plus you get reload. So I'd rather take that. I'm just gonna chuck a camo on here. Give it this one. Yeah, we'll give it this one. Okay. And I don't actually have a commander on here, so we're just going to look at this guy. So for a Konigsberg build, we're going to go up to level 5. So we're going to use that. Torpedo alert. I would say go high alert. A lot of people might say go artillery maintenance. You can. The only reason why I'm saying no is because the way I'm playing my boat, you are not going to be at more than 75% HP for a long time. Victorious charge and these you could go fire supremacy. I'd go daredevil here. Survivalist might be good too, whichever one works for you. All three of these are good. It's just your personal preference. And we're not doing battles right now. So this is probably one of the best destroyers you will ever see in Tier 5. It is very, very strong. It's very, very powerful. I mean, if I pull up my tier 5s real quick. Some tier 5s that are pretty powerful are, so what I have, at least. So the Konigsberg's the first one. The Kirov, very strong ship. And we over team with the French Konigsberg, actually. The Giulio Cesare needs no introduction. I'm actually very close to getting the ship to level 12, so I'm excited for that. We have Riba Sunitsis, very strong ship too, and the secondary monster of tier 5, the Rio de Janeiro. There are some other ones like the Agincourt. Let's see. There's the Konigsberg herself, which I already said. There's the Nicholas can be a meme boat, but yeah, this is definitely one of the better ones. All right, without further ado, let's take out this tier 5 destroyer.